Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique and welcome back. This is part 5 of our video series on learning how to do Soutache bead embroidery. So we're creating this earring right here, and if you've been following along, you know that we're at the point where we need to attach our backing and cover up all this back work and start to give it a nice finished look. To do that, you're going to need some glue. I have Crafter's Pick glue right here. This is going to work great for this. If you have a fabric glue, that would work really well as well. I would not recommend like a GS Hypo Cement or E6000. You're going to really want something that's like a nice white glue that's going to help you attach your backing but isn't going to seep through to the other side. You don't want anything too liquidy or that's going to oversaturate it. So go ahead and apply a small dab of glue to the back side of your work. Try to not get any on the jump rings or on the front side of your work, of course, but you do want to smear it around the back side pretty well. So this is going to have a twofold effect. It's going to help keep your backing in place while you stitch it on with your decorative beaded edge. And it's also going to go ahead and reinforce your knots and your also all the loops you've done with your Soutache cord. So once you have glue on the back side, flip it over and make sure none of those frayed ends end up on the front side, although I could just trim them, and place it on your ultra suede. Now if your fingers are sticky, make sure you get rid of any glue before you touch the front of your piece, and go ahead and press them together. It is okay if a little glue comes out the edge. Try to go ahead and just wipe it away at this point. We're going to be cutting our Soutache here in the next step. Okay. All right, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to trim it. All right, we've patiently waited and our glue has dried. You can see it's darkened the suede a little bit where it spilled over, which is totally fine. Go ahead and take your scissors now and just rough cut out your piece. And then go ahead and put the rest of your ultra suede away. And now what we're going to do is we're going to trim our ultra suede. To do that, I want you to trim fairly close to the edge of your outside Soutache cord. You don't want to trim to the point where it's below the edge so that it's actually not covering it. So you want it to fully cover. You don't want too much though sticking out beyond it. So if you can see right here how much I've got. Maybe a little easier to see against the cream colored mat. And we're just going to go all the way around, carefully trimming. If you're a little nervous about it, if you have a nice sharp pair of scissors, you can trim a little bit wide to begin with, and then go back and trim closer as a second step. When you get to something like a jump ring, or if you have another finding attached, just pretend it's not there. Now you of course don't want to snip the stitch work that you did, but you do want to just try to make it so that that's not too noticeable. Good sharp pair of scissors will definitely help you in this task, reduce the frustration. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The main thing is you don't want to cut it to the point where you're showing a lot of the back, or any of the back actually. If you do, it's, you know, it's the back, and don't feel like you've wasted your piece over it. You're still going to be able to use it and enjoy it. But if you want a nice neat look, we don't want to over trim. All right, so this is what I've got. I'm going to see if there's anywhere that I want to go and trim down a little bit more. And there is actually. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So now we've gone ahead and we've actually attached our back, and now we need to stitch it in place. Give her this one little notch. All right, There we go. So in the next part of this video series, I'm going to show you how to actually add a beaded edge around to give it a nice finished look. If you're familiar with bead weaving, it's very similar of a technique to circular brick stitch, and it's just adding a nice finishing touch. So join us in the next part of this series for an explanation on how to do that.